Hi there, welcome back to Scribbles and Ink Stains. My name is Mary, and this video will be featuring week 42 in my Stationery Favorites journal. Basically, I keep a Traveler's Company insert. This is the dated vertical weekly. This is where I basically record my stationery life. And so what we're looking at will be first impressions for two new to me pens, fountain pens, a little bit of swatching of Ferris Wheel Press Autumn in Ontario collection. These are lovely fall, kind of early winter colors. I have a mini haul from Oblation Papers and Press out in Portland. This is where Kelly Loveletters works, who's one of the main podcasters at the Stationery Cafe. April Woo's podcast. It was just so serendipitous because the week that this order happened to arrive is the week that the Stationery Cafe came off of their late summer hiatus. And basically this is I'm sharing with you their Instagram post. It was just a total coincidence that I was out for a long walk and I got to check in my podcast feed, and I stumbled upon the fact that they are back and their hiatus is over with episode 90. So I definitely recommend you check out their Checho Kaigi all year long episode. They are joined by Phyllis from Miss Ling Bloom, Kelly from Kelly Loveletters, and again, April from Penguins Creative. It's a wonderful episode. It will be bad for your wallet, but they are charming, and I just really enjoy their content. So if you're not familiar with them yet, absolutely pop on over and listen to them. I'll use this as my table of contents, and we'll just quickly go through some thoughts on this really wonderful stationery week. Very pretty little sticker, which I will add. This looks like my invoice, so I'm going to remove that. Set that aside. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, I got one of the little trios, the charger sets from Ferris Wheel Press. I did get some of the little note cards, 6 cards and 6 envelopes from Saturn Press Letterpress. Super pretty. I love that design. I picked up one of the passport size cafe and notebook pencil boards for my little passport size notebook. I like keeping the pencil board on the outside to protect my cover because I am really, really hard on my leather covers. I tend to get ink all over them, or I scratch them up with the metal charms that I use. So look, ink on both sides. Oh, I got one of the stamps from the Oblation Paper and Press partner shops. That's so awesome. I will put that in my journal. Thank you so much, Oblation. And the sticker set. This is really kind of why I placed the order. At the time that I purchased my vertical weeklies directly from Traveler's Company USA, this was already sold out. Here's a quick overview of what is included in the Traveler's Company sticker set for the Traveler's Cafe edition. You get a sheet of these super cute stickers. These are what I was after, really. I love it. I love the cafe theme. You get some alphabetties. These look like rub-on stickers. Comes with some clear dots. I don't really could take them or leave them. Some icons that tend to have a travel or daily theme. Cars, pencils, luggage, airplanes. These are useful. These are some of the index tabs. They are monthly. I think I'll use these. And these are really cute. These are little envelope pockets. So there are 3 of them with coffee themes, and they have a little slit here. So you stick them down and you can tuck things into those traveler's pockets. I'm going to try to not mangle the box. A little bit bigger than the capacity you get on a regular sample, but there are 3 in the set. So 3 for $18. Pretty pricey ink, really, the Ferris wheel, but I absolutely love the Queen and Castle, so I knew I wanted to broaden my exposure to Ferris Wheel Press inks. These are my swatch cards for all three of the inks in the charger set. I really enjoy them. I think they're a perfect match to the fall colors in North Carolina. And this one I have loaded up in my Benu, so I'll be able to share with you a longer writing sample of that. These are very low sheen inks, but that does not mean that the writing is flat. As you can see, these were written with my Kakamori dip pen nib, and I think if I zoom in real close, you'll be able to see some of the variation that you get with writing with these inks. I'll zoom in on this longer writing sample where you can see some of the shading with my Benu pen. This is actually loaded in this pen. This is the Nahvalur Original Plus. I purchased this directly from the Narwhal site. This pen was introduced this year at the DC Pen Show, and it is just absolutely lovely. It's a vacuum fill pen, and I wanted to sort of deepen my collection in terms of vac-fill pens. So currently I have the TWSBI vac-fill, which is right here, and I'm bringing that out for size comparisons. This pen for my hand is a little bit on the larger size. Super comfortable with more pocket-sized pens, for instance the Pelikan M405 or the TWSBI Mini in rose gold. These fit my hand really comfortably, posted or unposted. And the TWSBI VAC 700 feels a little bit big to my hand. So this is about the maximum size I would be comfortable writing with long term. It does fit, it has a larger nib. As a newbie, it might be that I'm just not as familiar writing with the larger number 6 size nib, but I was utterly charmed by the Narwhal and wanted to give it a try. The pen is available on the Narwhal website in 4 different colors: a blue, a green, a purple, and a yellow, and I chose the purple pattern. Now all of the pens are clear demonstrator pens with kind of a random swirl going through the acrylic. I purchased this pen in medium. It looks like a traditional piston fill, but the mechanism, the way you ink this pen is you unscrew it until you can freely move the piston. You pull it up, you dip it in your ink, and then you press the piston down. At about this point, once it's in ink, it will trigger a vacuum and suck ink up into the chamber. I'm going to load this pen with my Ackerman 15 Vorhut Violet. I recently purchased this ink in order to send out samples for Simone's ink swap, and all of my samples leaked. Super tragic story. Anyway, I will be resending this to Cinna, my super sweet ink swap partner, and again, just a disaster. They were packed in a Ziploc bag. I purchased these little vials with a blue cap. I will link it below just as warning what not to purchase on Amazon if you're interested in sending ink samples, because of course they were rather unusable. She could not even identify what I sent to her. But I have yet to fill a pen with this ink, and I thought, oh, this would be absolutely a perfect kind of matchy-matchy situation. Let's just compare it uncapped to some other common fountain pen sizes. This is my Lamy All-Star, and it is loaded with ink, so I just kind of created a little swatch on my finger there. Very similar, unposted, to the Safari, compared to an Eco T by TWSBI, unposted, very similar pen size, and then compared to the TWSBI VAC, unposted. You can see the VAC is a little bit larger. Let's load her up and just do a super quick writing sample. The way this Ackerman bottle works, if you've never seen the Ackerman inks, has a little marble right here. It's a 2-part chamber, and you tip it. That releases the marble, which allows ink to flow into the little loading chamber up at the top of the ink bottle. and now we are ready to load. So I'm going to, again, pull this back. Oh, that was beautiful. That was a gorgeous fill compared to my first experience with my TWSBI vac. And I'm happy that it did not fill the whole chamber. Because it was filled up through the nib, it will write immediately. And let's see, this again is my fill. Lovely pen ink combination. I love how that purple swipe through the pen turns much warmer when you're viewing the deep purple ink through the body of the pen. So there's a bit of built-in variety as well. The pen body is a translucent acrylic. The trim and clip are silver. It has a number 6 stainless steel nib. We'll look at some writing on in my Hobonichi Weeks. Seems to be a fairly wet nib. That shows you some of the characteristics of the ink. I love this pen. I love this ink. I think it's a gorgeous combination. And I just wanted to share my new pen day celebration with you. So I may have a second new pen today. And this I'm excited for. This just showed up. Mail was a little later than normal on a Saturday. Let's check this out. Obviously, this is a Benu. This is the Eupophoria fountain pen. It is a special limited edition that was created as a collaboration between the people at Benu and Goulet Pens. So there's a little bit of shredded paper for the packaging. That's very reasonable. Super nice, not a bit of plastic in this packaging. Okay, let's talk about this pen. This pen I probably could have done without. This pen is a collaboration between Goulet Pens and the people at Benu. Both of those companies really resonate with me. Benu because they were a Russian company that left as soon as Russia invaded Ukraine. They moved to Armenia, I believe. And for a company to pick up operations and virtually without a hitch continue to produce interesting fountain pens, I think that's something I can definitely get behind. This really seduced me because this is based on an ice cream flavor called cookies and cream. And in my own childhood, cookies and cream really is, in the world of ice cream, it sort of is a clear demarcation between the kind of really boring ice cream of my early childhood in the 70s and the really, really interesting flavors that were available when I returned from living in Europe for high school. So when I came back to the States, suddenly the whole world of ice cream had really dramatically changed in my absence. And cookies and cream ice cream was absolutely one of my favorites in that transition back from a foreign home to my other home. So there's a lot of emotional weight behind cookies and cream. This one is called Cookies and Cream Milkshake, I believe. And the body is exactly that. The body looks like ice cream with bits of Oreo cookie. And I can think of no more kind of elusive flavor memory of that period of transition time when I came back to the States for college. So this one really emotionally was something I could not pass up. I've also been wanting to try Benu pens for some time, so this was a no-brainer for me. As soon as I got the notice from Goulet Pens, I sort of jumped on and bought it thinking it was going to sell out really quick. Now I know I had read that they are larger pens, they are acrylic, and I know they come with the number 6 nibs, which is not the most comfortable nib size for me, or it's not a nib size that I have a lot of experience with. This one was more flat out seduction through memory. I wasn't really sure how I was going to enjoy the writing experience, and the writing experience is taking me some time to acclimate myself to. It's taken some time to get used to. I think it makes my handwriting look really awful. This is the Ferris wheel press Algonquin maple. Am I going to do this? Yeah, why don't I just add this right here? This is a medium nib. I am more used to it than I was when I first inked it up and attempted to write with it. So this is the case of a pen really growing on me. I have gotten used to it. It has been part of my currently inked rotation for the end of October and the start of November, and that's when you'll hear me reflecting more on this pen. And as I get used to the nib and as I kind of adapt my handwriting to reflect the characteristics of this larger nib, I feel that it's really growing on me. It's very comfortable. The grip section is very comfortable. Well, that concludes my stationery faves for week 42. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you consider hitting like, and if you enjoy the content, consider hitting subscribe and ring the little bell down below the description box. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoy my little reflection on stationery week 42. I'd love to hear what is new in your collection. Leave me a comment down below if you have if you feature content on YouTube or Instagram. I'd love to pop over and say hello. Thanks again. Ciao.